Good morning to everybody and welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church and our Sunday Divine Service. Our medium this morning is Pauline Mason from the Garden of Kent. Welcome, Pauline. It's lovely to meet you here for the very first time.
Thank you.
And we're going to have a lovely morning, I know. We're not live like we traditionally are on a Sunday. SPT are having a Sunday off. They had a very successful fair yesterday and they did a demonstration in the evening, which we hear went extremely well. So it's just a unique way. And next Sunday, we will not be live at all. We'll only be here at the church. Nothing live at all. And Shirley, Monaco Brown, all three of her will be here as our medium. She can't wait. She's so excited. So I now ask Pauline to open our meeting with prayer.
So good morning, everybody, and thank you for welcoming me to your beautiful church. Please join me in the opening prayer. Divine and Heavenly Father, as we join together as one, let us take this time to become aware of the wonderful things that our world has given to us so freely. Let us also become aware of the plight within the world, with wars, with upsets, with famine, and with people absolutely lost in their own pathway. So we ask that we can come together today as a unit, that we may be able to send this wonderful world out in this wonderful word out into a better place of love and kindness. We ask also at this time that all of those who are here today be blessed with love, care, and kindness. We ask also at this time that this beautiful church may remain with its doors forever open for all of those who wish to come and join us and share within our lives. We give thanks for the troops that fight our wars for us, for the police who look after us, for the nurses and so many to mention. We give thanks and blessings to all. Amen.
Let's unite in prayer for absent healing or distant healing and pray for those names deeply inscribed in our own hearts and our own minds, and also for the names that I'm going to read out this morning. Barbara, Kelly and Stephen, Uncle Dave, Rita, Fred, Gavin, Callie, Shirley, Daphne. I think it's Janice. Did you write Janice? Was it Francis? I can't read your writing. Janice, because I've only got one eye and I don't read very well with the right eye. So we've got those names we pray for this morning, and we ask that God's infinite power and love and healing be administered, and according to divine law, if they are to be made well, with the blessing of God Almighty. Amen. Let us now unite in saying the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. I now ask George to go round with the offertory. And I'd ask Phil Shaw to get ready to come and do the reading, please. Just let George finish the Thank you, George.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to share my deep and profound love of the poet Dylan Thomas with you this morning. His poetry, for me, represents a great deal of spiritual liberation and celebration of moments and memories that are profoundly meaningful, not just to him, but also to each and every one of us. in the sense that we can look back and reflect and remember those times and aspects in our lives that are deeply meaningful for us. So this is his poem, Fern Hill. Now, as I was young and easy under the apple boughs, above the lilting house and happy as the grass was green, the night above the dingle starry, time let me hail and climb, golden in the heydays of his eyes. And honoured among wagons, I was prince of the apple towns, and once below a time I lordly had the trees and leaves trail with daisies and barley down the rivers of the windfall light. And as I was green and carefree, famous among the barns, about the happy yard and shining as the farm was home, in the sun that is young once only, time let me play and be golden in the mercy of his means. And green and golden I was huntsman and herdsman. The calves sang to my horn. The foxes on the hills barked clear and cold. And the Sabbath ran slowly in the pebbles of the holy stream. And the sun long it was running. It was lovely. The hay fields high as the house, the tunes from the chimneys. It was air and playing lovely and watery and fire green as grass and nightly under the simple stars. As I rode to sleep, the owls were bearing the farm away. All the moon long I heard, blessed among stables, the night jars flying with the ricks and the horses flashing in the dark. And then to awake, and the farm like a wanderer white, with the dew come back, the cock on his shoulder. It was all shining, it was Adam and maiden. The sky gathered again, and the sun grew round that very day. So it must have been after the birth of the simple light, in the first spinning place, the spellbound horses walking warm out of the whinnying green stable onto the fields of praise. And honoured among foxes and pheasants by the gay house, under the new-made clouds, and happy as the heart was long, in the sun born over and over, I ran my heedless ways. My wishes raced through the house, high hay, and nothing I cared at my sky-blue trades that time allows in all his tuneful turning, so few and such morning songs before the children green and golden follow him out of grace. Nothing I cared in the lamb-white days that time would take me up to the swallow-thronged loft by the shadow of my hand, in the moon that is always rising, nor that riding to sleep I should hear him fly with the high fields, and wake to the farm forever fled from the childless land. Oh, I was young and easy in the mercy of his means. Time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. Right, friends, we're now going to ask Pauline to give us the address for the morning.
Thank you. And thank you, Phil, for those beautiful words. The address to me is a very powerful part of a service. It's something for everybody here. And so I would like to lead you into this address by just a short verse which I would like to read to you, and it's called Oneness. The wind, the tide, and dancing shadows of the sun are all one, as are we, you and I, and all life, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. There is no division, only a simple, gentle rhythm. We dance the same dance, and each has the power to destroy or enhance life, our own and that of others. We are brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. We are one, Powerful words, and if we could only take that with us out into our daily lives. If we start with the word of memories, how many memories have we all got? Wonderful times leading from childhood into adolescence, into our early 20s and on. And each part of that journey will hold close to us special memories that are just for us. But we can go a lot further than that, and we can then pick up the memories of our loved ones who have made that transition journey to that place of peace and tranquility where nothing can ever hurt them again. And when we think of them, I ask you all to think of them with happiness within your hearts, of what they have left behind for yourselves, of all the love, cherishing, caring ways that they showed you you were loved. We need to take this out into the world today, because the world today is a very sad place. And if we are happy and we can make others happy, isn't that a wonderful thing to be able to do? And as we reflect back on our lives, whether we're 20, 40, 80 or even more, within that period of time that we've lived, we should find somewhere in there that we have managed to reach out and pick those up who have fallen, steady those who are unsteady, to cherish and love those who have no love. And if we think about the healing of the work that we do, you know, the spoken word is very important, to give those words of kindness to maybe someone who never hears the word love, maybe those who sit upon the streets, some through no fault of their own. Wouldn't you like to just give them some comfort, to give them warm thoughts, to smile at them, and to let them realize that they are just as important as we are, who are lucky enough to hold down jobs or live a lovely life? And as we carry on with all of this, we think of now, the time of now where we are, how things have changed, how we have changed, how we have had to adjust to so many things, how we have had to be aware of sickness and losing those that we are close to. That is also a very important part of our journey. But to hold fast as I link back to memories again of the wonderful things that you've learnt through your lives. And as I move on again to forgiveness, to forgive. You know, if you let that forgiveness go, you hold within your heart a space for the warmth and knowledge to come forward and give you that peace, that knowledge and understanding. And how many of you have changed within your lives from the growing up as probably a spoilt, precocious child as I was, to becoming a medium and learning to help others, to reach out, to do as much as we possibly can in this world, and know about those who have come before us to do even more. And as we think back to the late greats of the people that work within the Spiritualist movement, how wonderful were they, how much they have taught us, and how much we can then teach the youngsters that are coming up through the churches today. And I must say, within my own world, I find the youngsters are very interested in the fact that you can contact your loved ones, your mums, your dads, your grandparents, children, babies that were never born. We can contact them all. Again, it's a miracle of life that we work with. So to forgive and forgiveness, two different words, but join them together and end it with a word of happiness, and how happy our world would be. Life is but short, my friends, and we must all realise that. We are here today and gone tomorrow, how quickly the time comes. So in that period of time that we're here, should we not be able to reach out and help those who can't help themselves? To carry the memories of loved ones that gave birth to us, for grandmothers who nursed us when we were tiny, for friends that we have lost. And the pathway we choose, some friends fall by the wayside, but we hope that they would truly understand who we are as people and why we think the way we do. But life will change us, certainly when you connect this way, because we can then connect to this greater power of love, which the whole of the world need. So I want to leave you with these words. I want you to think about it. I want you to take time to reflect back yourselves And if you can leave that church today and smile at a stranger in the street, think of how much happiness you can give them. Help somebody when they're down. Lift them higher. Put yourself back and push them forwards. It'll make you feel good within yourselves, and you will be filled with love. And I know that those who are here today listening to the words I say will go out with this within your hearts. I'm going to leave you with these wonderful words and thank the spirit world for stepping forward and helping us this morning. God bless you all and thank you.
Thank you very much, Pauline. Very deeply inspiring address. Thank you. We are, just wanted to let everybody know, we are about 10 or 12 people watching us on YouTube at the moment. And I do know there's an advert still going out saying we're live on SPTV, but we're not today. I am sorry. And we won't be live next week at all. We'll just be here in the church. There'll be no Zoom or Skype or anything like that. So now, Pauline, we've come to that part of the service where you demonstrate the gifts of the Spirit. Friends, here at Wimbledon Church, we're going to have a microphone for you to be able to answer clearly, yes or no. And if you don't understand something, please also say it. I know Pauline will endeavour to do her best. If Pauline will throw us out something, please put your hands up if you're interested, and Ashley or somebody will come round with the microphone. I hand you back to Pauline Mason. Thank you, Pauline.
Thank you. Could I come to that gentleman quite near the front of the church? He has glasses on.
Jim. His name's Jim.
Right, Jim, can I come and talk to you, please?
He said yes. We're just going to give him the microphone.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good morning, Jim. As I was watching you, I was very aware of a lady drawing closer to you, and she comes with so much love for you, and she talks about the memories that you would have shared together. I do feel that she's a family member. She feels like a mother as she comes in. I do feel there's a wheelchair involved here as well, and whether she only needed it to get from A to B, but I do know that she would have had trouble with her legs on passing. And I do know that this woman was a wonderful cook because she now puts an apron on. She has a rolling pin, so I know she would have been very good at pastry making. Jim, do you understand anything I'm saying to you?
I don't understand the wheelchair.
Right, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that, and that's why I wanted to say to you, I feel there was a time that she may have needed it to get from A to B because the walk was too much for her. But if you don't understand that, do you understand the rest of it?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
And you understand it as mother?
Yeah.
Right. Do you also understand another lady that's pushing her way forward? And I do feel that she would have been a partner to you.
Yes, could be.
Right. Okay. So would this have been a wife?
Yes, it would have been.
Right. Okay. So they both stand together, but your mother's the one who wants to come and talk to you. And she wants to remind you, she said that you didn't have a lot as a child. You weren't lavished in loads of gifts, but you were lavished in love.
You answered better, Jim. I don't think she heard you.
Pardon?
I don't think Pauline heard you.
Speak up.
Didn't she? Oh, can you hear me now?
I can now, yes.
All right, okay.
Was that a yes, Jim?
Yes.
That's yes to Mum as she comes in. All right.
Yeah.
I'm also aware of a budgie in the cage, Jim. Who had the budgie?
Oh, yeah, we had a budgie.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
there's a father figure coming in as well, and he sits in the armchair, but he's a quiet man. He doesn't seem to have an awful lot to say, and he picks up a newspaper.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Right, okay. What is it you don't understand? The newspaper or the fact he was quiet?
The fact that he's quiet.
Right, well, he's certainly quiet here because he's listening intently to what I'm having to say here. But I do feel this was a man that was quite able to do jobs in the house because he shows me his hands and he shows me nuts and bolts.
I don't remember much of that anyway.
You don't remember?
I think Mum done everything there, yes, yeah.
Okay, but there were things that he would have done. So if I move them to the side and bring this lovely lady forward, would this be your wife, Jim?
Yes, could be, yeah.
Okay, and she has a beautiful smile.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And she's wearing blue, so I feel she would have liked to wear blue.
Oh, yes, she did, yeah. Mhm.
She shows me handbags, so I know this was a lady that always had her handbag with her.
Yeah, that's right.
And as I'm opening the handbag and going into it, she shows me in her handbag that she would have always had things for ailments like headache pills, in those days, smelling salts.
I wouldn't know that.
Okay. She wants to talk about you, and you've been deep in thought recently.
Right.
And she said, don't make decisions when you're not quite ready to do it.
Right, okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does, yeah.
All right. Now, your wife must have also liked the royals of our world.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
She's showing me the Trooping of the Colour, the Coldstream Guards, and of course our Queen. And I feel she would have loved that. But she sits there just looking at me. But I feel, again, I need to say to you, very, very pretty lady. She does wear that colour blue, and she does come with so much love. As I'm looking at her hands, there seems to be a bit of arthritis across the knuckles as I'm looking at them.
Yeah, she did have a bit of that, yeah.
She also talks about a cough she developed.
I think she was had a cough of some sort.
Okay, there's definitely a cough there because she shows it to me. But she takes me back. Did you know anything about her childhood, Jim?
Not a lot, no.
Right, she's showing me as quite an athletic young lady, would have been wanting to do lots of different things. But a very neat, tidy woman. And as she comes forward, Jim, did you have a daughter?
No.
She talks
I had
about...
a stepdaughter, but not a daughter.
Right, so that's her daughter.
Yeah.
Yes, she talks about her daughter. And do you see her daughter?
Pardon?
Do you see the daughter?
Did I see the daughter?
Do you see her daughter?
Do I see her now? No, not at the moment, no.
You don't. She's just wanting to pull you both
I can
together.
still see her in my mind's eye anyway. So.
Right, okay. But she comes with so much love. I do feel that you've kept cards that she's written, or there's a writing somewhere. I can see that as well.
Yes, plenty of writing, yeah.
So I'm going to leave that love with you, Jim, and thank you very, very much for working with me.
Right, thank you, Pauline. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Phil, can I talk to you, please?
Yes, just pass that along.
Thank you very much, Pauline.
Thank you. Now, I don't know if this is for you because I was scribbling as I was starting to work because they were coming in so quickly. And I want a gentleman who I know to be your father, and I feel that you would have resembled him, Phil. Do you understand that?
Yes, that's correct.
Did he ever have a moustache?
He did when he was in the army.
Thank you, because he shows himself with a moustache. He shows himself with a wheelbarrow as well. And he tells me about the vegetables and the flowers.
Yes, he used to use a wheelbarrow in the garden.
He was very particular.
Yes, he was.
And he would have liked to wear a tie at times.
Well, quite often. More
I want to talk about Charlie or Charles. Do you understand that?
living or in spirit?
Spirit.
Spirit, Charlie. Charlie, yes, I know.
Yeah. And your father talks about him. So were they friends? Were they?
My dad would have known Charlie. Yes.
Good. Okay, that's lovely. All right. And there's a tall, slim lady coming forward now. Would father have had a sister in the spirit world?
Yes.
And would that description follow that?
She was medium height.
Right.
But slim.
But slim.
Yes.
Very slim lady. And I feel that there was some religion to her because she has a little, I don't know if it's a prayer book or Bible or what it is in her hands, but she has that in her hands as she comes forward.
No, she wasn't religious, Pauline.
Right. Was there anything like that within her belongings that after she passed?
Possibly that would have been handed down by her mother.
Right. Okay. I do know that there was a book, but they come together and Phil, there has to be some sort of celebration coming up. Is there a birthday anniversary coming up?
Yes.
They talk about that, and and that's an odd date, 1918.
It's the end of the First War, isn't it? Yes, it is significant.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. All right, that's fine. And I'm now being taken to a house that would have had a small garden, but I want a gate there as well. This is your dad talking to me again.
Yes.
There was a gate. And
Yes.
He said to me, he shows me you now on a step ladder, and he said, climb that ladder because you can do this.
Thank you.
I do feel that your spiritual side has had to take a back seat, but it's now coming back to the front, and I do feel you're doing a lot more with it.
I am. Thank you.
And I'm wanting to say to you, you need to get out there more. You need to come Kent way and work the local churches down here.
All right.
All right. I'm going to leave that love with you, and thank you very much for working with me. Thank you.
Pauline. Thank you.
Thank you. This next one I'm going to throw out because she came forward really quickly, and I want a lady here who would have been a mum. I want breathing problems. I'm not even sure that there wasn't a terminal condition coming in here with her as well. She was very proud, but definitely breathing problems, definitely problems within the chest area. But I do feel her daughter would be in this audience.
One moment. One lady's put her hand up.
Thank you.
I can't see you at all, which is unfortunate because I usually like to see the people I'm working with.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. Do you understand everything I've said?
Yes.
And was there a terminal condition here?
Eventually, yes.
Thank you. And your mother also shows me a basket with primroses in. So is that the name of primrose? Did you go primrose picking? I need a connection with primroses.
She liked flowers that were out in the garden.
Right.
But we didn't go picking flowers.
Right. Okay. You never went to the woods to get the primroses?
No.
Right. Okay. She has a basket with them in. So I'm not sure why she's showing me that, but she comes forward and she talks about things left unsaid that need to be spoken about now.
Right.
And she wants to tell you how much she loves you.
Thank you.
And she wants to tell you that, I don't know if she didn't say that often enough, but she seems very anxious to bring that forward today.
No, we often said it.
She also wants to talk about a wishing well. Was that in someone's garden, or do you have a memory of that?
No.
Or do you wish for things?
No.
All right. As she comes even closer to me, she has hold of a gentleman's hand here, and I want to say that he's also close family to you.
Right.
He's not overly tall. I mean, I think I'm probably about 5'8", 5'9" maximum. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Right, okay. Would Mum have had a brother?
No.
Right.
Well,
Then would this be your father?
Is it possible? Yeah.
Right, okay. They stand there together and she talks about you having difficult times, but you've got over it. But she said, don't go into yourself, but come out and chat and talk to people, which I feel as I'm talking to you now, you are doing that.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And she shows me a ring. Do you have a ring of Mother's?
I've got a ring that she bought me.
Right, okay. And she talks about also that there's been a different pathway for you, because I see a fork in the pathway and you're going off on a different way. But she said she just wants you to be happy. And who's Christopher or Chris?
That could have been her mother's brother.
Right, that's good. All right. Did you keep one of her handbags?
I think there is one around the house.
Yeah. And I feel she kept the same old purse for years.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay. She shows me bed socks. So did she suffer with cold feet?
Yes.
Good. She shows me old washing machine. She's taking me right back in time. And I feel that she's just wanting to leave you with this love and memories. But the primroses are really important here. So I'm going to leave them with you and bless you and thank you for working with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, if this is for you, keep hold of that mic. Do you understand another small gentleman coming in that would have smoked a pipe?
My granddad.
Your grandfather?
Yeah.
Okay. He just comes rushing in at the end with a pipe. And I feel it was almost like a dummy with him. Okay, all right. And has there been a wall that needs re-cementing or some bricks come out
There is one garden,
in the garden? Mum's asking you to get it fixed before it comes down.
yeah.
And as she steps back from me now, I want a black cat with a white chest on it.
I used to have one.
Thank you. All right, that cat comes with a lot of love. Bless you. Thank you very much for working with me. Thank you. All right. So the next energy that I've got coming in here is a young man, and he's quite slim, almost bordering on thinness. I feel he suffered with depression and sadness around him, and I feel he took his transition because he wasn't happy at where he was. So I know that he would have ended his own life. If you don't know him personally, I know there has to be somebody within this room that can connect to this because he needs to get a message to his mother.
Cherie, could you pass the mic over to that lady there? Yes, if somebody just put their hands up.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How much of this do you understand?
Everything.
Would this be your son?
No, my friend's son.
Your
My
friend's
best friend's son.
Okay, and did you know him?
Yes.
Thank you. That's lovely because he's now just smiling at me, and he wants to talk about bringing some peace back to his mother because I do feel she's struggling.
Yes.
And he says she cries a lot, and
Yes.
she seems to me, as I'm looking at her, to have lost weight and not able to function properly.
Yes.
Because within her heart, she's blaming herself for this, where we're all in charge of our own positivity of life. But I do feel as he was young and growing up, he was a bit of a wild card. He was fun, but he slipped into this depression. And I do feel this was an emotional thing around him as well.
Yes.
Was this also connecting to a female?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. But he says, you know, please tell her that he's okay and he's happy again now. He's happy again now. I feel he was good with his hands because he keeps moving his fingers about, showing me different things.
Yes.
You understand that as well?
Yes,
That's
I do.
lovely.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of love coming. He's got the most amazing eyes as he's looking at me. But he said he is trying to make his mother aware that he is around her. I do feel she dreams about him, which I want to say is astro projection, where he's actually coming into the energy with her. So please, can you pass that message on for me? Thank you very
Yes,
much.
I will.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I now have a gentleman stepping forward who I feel would have had either a tracheotomy or a throat cancer here, or something in the throat that would have stopped him swallowing. I feel in his younger day he would have had nice brown hair, and he's quite a nicely built person. He's not got a lot of weight on him, but I feel towards the end of his life he lost a lot of weight. He also writes theatre up for me, whether he liked to go to the theatre or had any theatre links. I need to bring that in as well. And also I know I need to be in London because he's walking me around Covent Garden. So does this mean anything to anybody in this congregation, please?
Not at the moment, Pauline. Oh, hang on a moment. Someone's now... And please remember to answer clearly, Daphne. Thank you for passing the mic.
Thank you, Pauline.
Someone's saying yes.
Thank you.
I'm Daphne. Hello.
Hello, Daphne.
Hi. My father had the illness that you've just said.
Yes.
I didn't relate to the other issues.
None of the other issues at all. What about how he looked?
Oh, yes, how he looked.
Yeah, so we've got that right. And a very smart man.
Yes, always.
I do feel that this, the thought that he wasn't actually going to get over this was terribly, terribly traumatic because he had so much he still had to plan and do.
Yes, probably, yes, because he
All
wasn't
right.
very old, yes.
No, he wasn't very old. Okay, so which part of it didn't you understand?
The theatre and the London.
Right, do you go to the theatre?
Not now, no, we used to.
You used to go to the theatre. So look at the bigger picture. So the theatre is still there for you. Now, maybe you need to start to go out and about more. I know we can now, and I'm feeling he's wanting you to get out and about more. Do you take any spiritual classes or do anything like that?
No, apart from coming here.
Apart from coming there, do you do readings or anything like that for them? Because I just see you now getting quite involved in this.
No, I don't actually.
Right, okay. Your father's taking me to where you live, and there's a problem with a catch on a window.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And he says that you worry too much. You must have lots of clothes, Daphne, because I see you looking through them, deciding what you are and not going to wear.
Oh, what will fit?
And he laughs at that. He laughs about you as a child, skipping, playing, having lots of fun, but also just talking to, I want to say you had an imaginary friend when you were quite young.
Probably.
Okay. As he starts to step back now, he comes forward with a lot of love. And he's giving me money to give to you. Now, I don't know if he left you money or you've had some money that you need to put into some good use here, but he's very happy about everything. He says the name Eileen as well. Who's Eileen?
I don't know an Eileen, only on the earth. I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. And
Yeah,
also,
close.
he gives me, I've got Charlie coming in again, that name of Charles or Charlie.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? It's was a nickname of my brother-in-law.
It was a nickname, that's fine, all right. And is there also at this moment in time around you a lady connecting with the family who's not very well?
Several, I think, yes.
Because he's telling me that some results or some medication aren't quite right.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'm going to leave that love with you. And he says you don't have to keep ugly things from his past. You can let them go.
Oh, well done. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to leave that love with you and thank you very, very much for working with me. Now, I have a small child coming in now, and I don't know whether she's, where will I put her? Under 10 years old, and she's holding a little dress up. But I feel she passed to the spirit world. But I feel this was quite a long time ago, just by the look of her. And I don't know why I want to say 1959, but somewhere around that. And she says my name, so whether her name was Pauline or there's a link to the name of Pauline, but I know there's also a linked name of Shirley. So does anybody understand this lovely child who's just stepped in?
I had a sister that passed.
Hang on, right, Shirley, the microphone.
I had a sister that passed when she was 2.5 years old, but I didn't know too much because I was young as well.
Right. Is there a photograph of her in a little dress?
No, only in a hat and coat, that's all.
Right. She shows it to me in a little dress. And can you remember much about her?
I had a lot to do with her, really. You used to have to take her out and about on the pram to nurseries and that. She had blonde hair and blue eyes. I know
Yeah,
that.
no, shush. Let me tell you, she had very pretty hair.
Oh, sorry, yes, she did.
Very, very pretty hair, because that's how she shows herself to me. And she's just wanting to come and touch you because she's wanting to say to you that, you know, you've got to look at the bigger picture here. And she's wanting to take you out and walk you through trees and parks and that sort of thing. I don't know if you do that or if you live there, somewhere near there.
There's a lot of that around me, but I can't do a lot of walking now.
Right, okay. But she wants to put you out in the fresh air. She sends you so much love. Is there also a river or somewhere boating that you've had experiences with?
No.
No, okay, I'm going to leave that because that could possibly be the next message coming in.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. She comes with a lot of love, and thank you for working with me. All right. Now, I need to go back to, this was one of the first messages that came in, and I haven't given it to anybody yet. I want to talk about Mum, but I definitely need a lady that would have needed walking aids or something to help her get along. I do feel in her younger days she was extremely pretty. She would have smoked earlier on, but she didn't as she went into older life. I feel that she could be a bit of a hypochondriac because I'm looking in her cupboards and there's lots of bottles and potions within that cupboard. But she's very positive with everything else. But she seemed to lose her mobility as she got later into her life. And I don't know if this was after 70, but she writes up 70. But she's definitely mum, and she's definitely here to talk to a member of the family.
Nothing at the moment, Pauline.
Right, nobody understands.
Oh, hang on a second. Kelly, one moment. That's okay. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Microphone's just going up to Kelly.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Which part? All of it? Do you understand all of it?
The only bit I think it's grandma, not mum.
Okay.
It's Nan.
And all of those things.
The rest of it all fits, yeah.
Okay, I'll accept that then. Thank you very much. Did you have a lot to do with her?
Yes.
Was she like a mum to you?
Yes.
Then that's probably, I don't make things fit, but I spent a lot of time with my grandmother who was like a mum to me. And I feel that you learned an awful lot from her. But she's given me a bag. I don't know if they're winter mixture, sweets, but it would have been in a paper bag.
Yeah, she always used to buy. I had more to do with her in my younger days, but she always had sweets in paper bags. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I don't know if she had a problem with mice or whether you've got a problem with mice.
Oh, we haven't.
Well, that's good, but I feel there was a problem with mice because she shows me, mouse traps and things like
Yeah,
that.
I think she did.
Yeah. Okay. Who's Ron connecting there? Ronald.
That's my husband's dad.
In
And
the
his mum had a problem with mice as well.
All right, and he's in the spirit world?
Yes.
Right, okay. Isn't it interesting how the links move? All right, so can I just stand Nan to the side because this Ronald wants to come and talk?
Hi.
Who am I talking to now?
I'm Kelly's husband, Stephen.
Right, so this is your dad coming through, is it, Stephen?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. And I feel that he would have read the riot act to you when you were younger.
Well, you knew what trouble you were in if you got told off. But...
Exactly right. Exactly right. And he must have had a car, Stephen, with big headlights on it. Was this an old car?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Did it have running boards on the side of it? It seems very old.
No.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. When he was younger, yeah. Of course. Even when he was younger, that would have been.
Okay. As he comes bustling in, and he does come bustling in, I feel he did everything really quickly in his life. This wasn't a slow man. He would have... I can hear him shouting at you. Were you a bit of a devil to get up in the morning?
Yeah.
Get up, I can hear it. Do you know, my dad used to throw a wet flannel at me, get me out of bed.
He would try and get me up for school in the mornings.
Yeah.
I used to say to him, 5 more minutes, and he would stand there and sing, give me 5 minutes more. And then he'd walk out and he'd come back in 5 minutes later and do the same thing again.
Yeah, a real funny man, but comes with such a lot of love. And I do see him as an emotional man as well, Stephen, because I can see tears in his eyes as he's talking to me. He must have been quite a guy with the cars. Who had the Jaguar?
Oh, he was always fixing cars when he was younger, so...
Right, okay. And did he have anything to do with bricklaying, or do you need to get some bricklaying done?
We've got a couple of paving stones that need
replacing. And
house was just taken out broken.
Yeah, and Dad was one of these people, he wanted things done, so I can imagine him being there going, I need to get on with it.
Yeah, definitely. And do we have a younger female in the family that's finished school, but I'm feeling she wanted to take a gap year or go travelling?
No, not that I know of.
All right. Well, what I wanted to say about this is that her parents aren't very happy about it. Do you have a daughter?
In spirit, yeah.
In spirit. Okay. Right, let's just hold on to this a minute. Would she have reached a reasonable age?
No.
So she went as a baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is to do with somebody around you now who's got a daughter that wants to go off travelling, but I feel they're terrified. The parents are terrified of letting this kid go.
I can't take that. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. If you come across it...
if I find out later...
Yeah. I can't tell her no, because it's what kids do today. But as I go back to your dad here, as he comes rushing in again, don't forget me, he's saying. Shows me his shoes, you can see your face in them. But
he loved it, yeah.
Was he very particular with his lawns or grass?
Grass. Yeah, oh, God, yeah.
What I want to say, it's almost if he's taken a pair of scissors to it and he's manicuring it.
Yeah, he loved his car.
To say to you, you've got too much rubbish, you've got to get rid of it. Have you got a shed, a garage, somewhere you keep all this stuff in?
No, my mum has probably got... She's got stuff of his that she just will not get rid of. We were talking about this yesterday, funnily enough.
Right, okay, it needs to go. But you know, with things like that, they think they're being disrespectful, but they're actually not, because your dad says it's got to go.
Right.
It's got to go.
All right.
Did he win a medal? Because he shows me a medal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shows me a medal there. That's lovely. And do you have any connections with the London Fire Brigade?
No.
Right, okay, then I know my links move. Thank you very much. Thank you for working with me.
Pauline, just to say that obviously the vast majority of that message is being accepted by Stephen Kelly, but there's a lady called Marie that's watching on YouTube the broadcast, and where there was the nose, I think you started to have that next link. Marie on Facebook, Marie on YouTube, Marie Harding, says that she could accept that, and she also added that she had a lot of the Jaguar cars, and she also could take the other stuff that had been the no, including the last bit of evidence.
That's interesting. Thank you. Thank
Right.
you. Was that connecting with the father with her?
Yes, I believe so.
Right, that's fine. That's good, because you know when you get these things as a medium and you know you've seen it and somebody can't take it, it's not always that moment in time, because sometimes we remember it later.
Yeah, absolutely. YouTube's always about 10 seconds behind us, so sometimes it takes them longer to connect. But I just thought I'd let you know that where there was the odd bit I wasn't sure about, that Marie could understand that.
That's wonderful. Okay, all right. Now, I've got a lady coming in now. That, again, she's got to be of a grandmother time, but from times gone back when you would have gone into I don't even know what type of shop you'd call it. They call them weigh today, where you can weigh the stuff out. But this would have been happening a long time ago, because I can see big bags and stuff stacked everywhere.
Pauline, I think you're with me.
Right.
My nan worked for my dad, and they had a shop like that where everything was weighed, and Nan would also weigh and pre-pack, as
Lovely.
I did.
Good. Okay. And she's laughing, and I feel that this was such a happy soul.
Yeah, she could be. Especially after a Guinness.
But she would have. She liked to sing, didn't she? Did she sing after a Guinness?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. And who played the piano? Did she, or was somebody else involved in that?
Somebody else in my family did. Yeah, an uncle.
Played a piano. I'm now being shown an old gramophone, radiogram type of thing.
Yeah, we had one as a family.
He would have lifted the arm in.
Yeah.
But I'm wanting sort of, what do I want? I want stuff like Mario Lanza, the big band stuff. All of that comes forward.
That's my father.
That's your father, thank you. And he particularly would have liked Mario Lanza.
Yes, he would have.
And the youngsters today have no idea who he is. But isn't that sad? But he's here laughing with me. You would have got a clip round the ear as a kid, definitely.
No, he wouldn't have done that. He would have shouted, but not physical.
I'm not hurting you. I can
No, he wasn't like that. No, he would shout and raise his voice.
Okay. He was this weighing of stuff. Was it Nan that was very spot on with it? Did he give it an extra bit?
Probably the latter. Bit less.
Yes. All right. And
I'll
Nan,
take the Fifth Amendment on that one.
all right. And Nan shows me a lot of tablets lined up. Did she have to take a lot?
That's my other Nan.
Right. And she didn't like these tablets because I didn't
No.
think if she could, they go in the flower pots and other things.
Probably, yeah.
Right. Now, this is going back a long way, Ray. I want somebody that was in an oxygen tent. They don't do that today. With some...
My Jackie was as a kid.
Right. Okay.
My wife.
And was that some form of an emphysema or chest problem?
Very severe asthma.
Okay. All right. They're showing me all that as well.
And I also remember one of my great uncles having that.
Right. Okay. And I've now got the name of William coming in, or Bill.
Yeah, I know Bill very well.
Okay, all right. This is a more modern day name, but this might be a bit of a twist to this one. Clive.
I knew a Clive in the spirit. He's now there. Yeah.
Right, okay. Anybody around you have a motorbike accident?
Can't think.
Right. Then I feel that started to move now. Ray, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This lad on the motorbike, I need to get this out there next. So somebody that would understand a young man who would have had a motorbike, but he had a bad accident and he would have lost his life.
Hey, Pauline, it's Ash. You've got Phil and Ash in the church that might accept that. If we could have a little bit more info.
Right, okay. So this motorbike, I feel he was very good at the bike. He could ride this bike, he really could. But something either came out or something untoward happened that made him have this accident. I really don't feel it was his fault. I see a helmet and I see a lot of head injury here.
Yes, for Phil.
Yeah, we think you're with Phil. I'll just give him the mic.
Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Phil. So you
Yes,
understand
I can take that. Yes, it was a collision.
it was a collision, not his fault?
Not his fault.
Right, okay. You quite close to him?
Very close.
Because he seems extremely upset and wanting to get to you straight away.
Thank you.
Almost like he says you didn't have a chance to say goodbye to each other.
No, we didn't.
But I feel there was a lot of love generated between the two of you as well.
Very strong friendship.
And he says that you helped him, you dug him out of holes and he dug you out of holes.
That's right.
And he said you doubted yourself and he wants to push you forwards.
Thank you very much.
Still, Phil, I mean, I don't know a lot about you, only the fact you sat in circle with me at the SAGB, but do you have an acting career?
I did have, yes.
You have. Had you thought of stepping back into that again?
Yes, I have.
Good, because I'm wanting to say to you, he's wanting to say to you, please do it.
Thank you.
Please do it. You know, as we get older, we think, well, we wouldn't look good on camera, but it's the mature faces that we need today. I've got a mature face.
You got the bullseye, Pauline.
I'm very old. So as he comes in, I see. Did you sit by the river with him somewhere? Because he's sitting on a wall.
He lived by the river. He lived by the river.
He lived by the river. Thank you. And something round his neck, a chain. It looks like silver, and I don't know if there's a cross on the end of it or something.
Yeah, it was a crucifix.
Thank you. And I'm looking at his hands. He had nice hands, actually.
Yeah.
These don't look like grease monkey's hands. What's a grease monkey? Somebody's going to say to me. All right. Why is he here today? Phil, are you burning the candle at both ends?
Slightly.
He's just a bit concerned. He's a bit concerned about your well-being. You know, we think we're invincible and we think we can go on and on. And I'm just wanting to say to you, take a step back. But I'm also wanting to say to you, Phil, you need to be getting into doing writing of your own poetry.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
That's really important, and the spirit world are very, very interested in you. But your friend here today, he just comes again and just comes with so much love for you. So I'm going to give that to you. Bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pauline.
Thank you. All right. So let's move it on again. They're starting to really push in now because I know they know that I'm going to finish at 1:15. So tell me, do I need to have time after that? Is there a prayer or anything else?
Prayer afterwards.
Yeah, closing prayer.
Closing prayer. All right, so I'll bring it in just before that then. So let's get some more messages out there now. I've just heard the name Marie or Maria. Now, I'm not sure if that is the song Ave Maria that was played at a funeral, but I know there's a lady coming in and she's standing at the back of the church now and she's wanting to get this out here. I do feel that this is something to do with a funeral where that music was played.
No one accepting that in the church at the moment. There is a Marie online on YouTube, as you know, that was listening. If Marie on YouTube, if that makes sense to you, if you can let us know. Kelly Rockets on YouTube was saying that she resonated with the end of your last message with the young man on the motorbike.
Okay, thank you.
And there's a lady called Jo Maria on YouTube that said she understands this and about someone that passed recently.
And so can I link to that person? Is that possible?
We can.
Right.
Everything is experimental. Let's give it a go. They're on YouTube. I've got their comments. So Jo Maria, we think Pauline is with you. We know there's about a 10-second delay, so we might have to give her a few seconds to type, but she seems to be able to understand this.
Okay, so I'm feeling this is either the person that passed, whether this was played at the funeral or would resonate with her, but I know this is a lady that's coming in saying this.
And there's a user on YouTube called Lang Lang, and they say that Marie and Ave Maria played at a funeral, but Jo has come back to say that their friend Maria passed away recently, and they understand that too. So it could either be between Lang and Jo online.
Okay, so the lady that I'm visualising at the back of the church there would have lost body weight towards the end of her life.
Okay, so online, folks, if you can let us know if that makes sense.
Again, a lady that carried a handbag. She got a lovely smile. I feel she was quite a presentable soul, so she would have always been neat and tidy. But okay. I feel towards the end of her life, she couldn't do her hair. That bothered her. And
yeah, again, folks, Lang or Jo, if with you and you've understood what Pauline has just said, if you can let us know. We've got about 20 odd people on YouTube watching at the moment. Jo says yes, cancer.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
And Lang also says that she knows the song, as does Marie Harding. So another Marie's just come in on YouTube and said that makes sense as well.
All right, let's go with the lady that understands it as cancer, because it was definitely
Jo. Lang also says that Marie did have the cancer, and Jo says presentable, yes, and always neat and tidy. So Jo and Lang both still in if this is Spiritualist bingo.
Right, okay, I hate this. Let's try and sort it out, because I almost want to give them both the message. But I want this lady who's passed to be quite close to them. So is this direct family?
So Lang and Jo would need you to continue to keep saying yes, keep engaging with us with the YouTube comments, but this would be a close relative to you then. So in theory, Paula, in everything you say, they're seeing and hearing. The reason I'm relaying is it gives us 10 seconds for them to listen to it and type back.
That's fine. I work for Helping Parents Heal, and we do that on there.
Yeah. So, no reply online at the moment. Lang has come back and said yes.
Close family.
And Jo has said yes, godmother.
It's
so
godmother.
Both understand it. Godmother
right, okay.
For Jo, and Lang says yes, close.
Right, okay, because I heard mother, but I'm not going to make godmother fit. So let's just get some more.
And Lang says yes, very close relative. Godmother also.
Oh, goodness me. All right.
Lang and Jo, do you have the same godmother?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I'm wanting to look at a ring as well, so I feel this lady would have had a nice ring. I don't know if the ring was passed to either one of these girls, but I know there was a nice ring. I know she worked hard. She had beautiful handwriting.
Marie Harding says she can take a mum losing weight and only been gone 12 months. Katie Pearce online has also said her grandmother passed recently and loved that song, lost lots of weight, and her last day was asking for her handbag. So Yeah, two other people are saying that they understand this online as well, which is interesting. The congregation online about the same the size of the church, but all of this is making sense to them. But I think Lang and Joe had been coming in first, and Joe says yes, had wonderful jewellery. So that was Joe, the last person to comment.
Okay, let's go with Joe. Let's try and split it up a bit. All right.
And Lang also agreed and said yes.
All right. And I want a dog in spirit then.
Oh, Lang has said after the last thing she's out. So yeah, Joe it is. Joe wins Spiritualist Bingo at Wimbledon Church today.
Talk to me then. Right. So this was your godmother?
Godmother, yes.
Right, and very close to her.
And very close to her, yep. And she understands the jewellery. It was wonderful.
And she talks about Joe being the go-to, that Joe would have gone to this lady to talk to her, to get some help, advice during the period of time of growing up. I feel such a huge, close connection there. And there's also the significance of a rose coming in here, whether it's the name of Rose or Rose. I know that's there as well.
And Joe is saying, yes, lots of dogs. She's giving you confirmation about that.
And
I think, you're with her. Based on the delay, my advice is keep delivering the message. They'll let us know if you're wrong. But okay. I know that you will be right because you've got that link.
All right. So as I really ought to be drawing it to a close with this message, I'm feeling that she's come with so much happiness here, and she just wants Joe to pick up herself, dry her tears, get on with her life, remember her with fondness, and remember some of the things that she would have said to her that she wouldn't have always agreed with at that time.
Yeah, and Joe says yes, and she put roses in the river after she passed for her as a blessing.
Beautiful. Keep talking to her because she's very anxious to stay in touch. I do feel this lady shows herself. You might see her out the corner of your eye, but I do feel she shows herself and comes in with so much love that I'm just feeling it's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to leave that with you. And Joe, thank you very, very much for working with me.
Good, lovely message. Thank you.
Right, okay, this is going to be my last message. So let's because I'm not sure how long we're going to be talking for afterwards, but let's have a look and see what I've got here. Right, okay, I've got a whole army of soldiers coming in now. So I know I want a gentleman that would have been in the army. He's wearing a little hat and he's wearing an army uniform as he comes forwards. But I do feel there's a link with the family, more modern times, where a lad would have gone into the armed forces, because I see him dressed in camouflage gear. I see great big planes coming in, what would have transported our younger troops today out to Afghanistan and places like that. I know whether there was some kind of tragedy that went on there. If it wasn't this exact lad, then somebody would have stood on a mine or something like that. And I do feel there were devastating results, but it all stems from a little man that would have been in the army to start with.
Anyone in the church able to accept that one? Got no hands up yet, Pauline, but just while we're seeing, while the information sets in, Joe has given you confirmation for the last message. She said thank you, and she did come to her physically before she passed to tell me she was ready to leave, and she thanks you for that message. That was Joe online. Anyone in the church, you've heard that information that Pauline's just given? Anyone understand that?
So there would be an elderly gentleman that would have been in the army that's in the spirit world now, but there's a youngster, and I want to say he would have worn like a maroon coloured beret.
Maroon beret. No one accepting that at the church at the moment.
Anything online?
Not at the moment.
Right. That's a shame. I don't want to leave him standing around.
Yeah, purple beret, I think, is often linked to parachute regiment.
Parachute, yeah.
Not always, but I certainly saw that. So if anyone on YouTube can understand this as well, please let us know. No one in the church links to the army, perhaps parachute regiment. That's
a shame. All right, I'll have to let him go. Let's see what else I've got coming in here now. All right. Oh, that's interesting. I see a lady in a garden, and I feel there were two little girls. The two little girls, if they're not twins, their ages would have been very, very close. And this the mother of the children, this would be her mother that's in the garden talking to these kiddies, little dots she's showing me, pretty little dresses, and would have always dried their tears, would have always wanted to not let mum be in control because she loved these kids so much, didn't like them told off. I feel they liked to wear little bits of jewellery as they started to grow up. But this is like plastic bead stuff that kiddies have. I want to be crayoning in a book as well. And I feel the two little girls were quite different. They would have had different ideas of life as they got older. If they're not twins, then I need them as sisters. But it's the mother in the garden that wants to talk to her daughter.
Anyone in the church understand that one?
I think so.
No, no one in the church at the moment.
There's a hand up.
Lisa.
Oh, Lisa. Okay, we're just going to get a microphone to Lisa. Phil's going to take it over now.
Thank you, Phil.
Hello, Pauline.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
You want-
I've got an older sister. We were quite close in age.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were growing up, we played in the garden.
With this lady?
Wore pretty dresses, and my mum, yeah, she's not with us anymore.
Right, and the bracelets, the plastic bracelets?
We had plastic jewellery.
Right.
Kids.
Yeah. Okay. So this lady that stood in the garden, is this actually a mother then, not a grandmother?
It would be my mum.
Right. Okay. And she was very particular with you, and you would have always looked immaculate. And I can see her spitting on her hanky and wiping your face.
Yeah, she did do that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I think we all do, don't we? My mum used to do it to me, and she just comes in laughing. She must have liked Christmas because she's singing to me, "Hark the Herald Angels Sing."
Okay, yeah.
She talks about her life. It wasn't an easy life. It was ups and downs, but she said we managed. She shows me a bar of Cadbury's chocolate, but now she shows me a needle. So did somebody get diabetes, or did she have a sugar problem?
Not that I know of.
Right. Is somebody borderlined for diabetes?
My ex was at one
Right.
point, but she wouldn't necessarily known that.
And let me tell you, they know what we did yesterday, and they know what we're going to do tomorrow. So he needs to make sure he gets something done. I don't know how friendly you are with him. She talks about your life. She said up and down, up and down, up and down. But she said you're finally on the flight path. Stay on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you have a daughter?
No.
Right. She's talking about a girl that needs reining in a bit. So I don't know who she's talking about if it's not your daughter.
It's my partner's daughter, maybe.
Right. Okay. Is she a bit full on?
Yeah.
And won't do as she's told? Thinks she knows best?
Yeah.
Okay. Just needs to be reined in a bit. I just need to say that to you. But she stands here laughing. She shows me a charm bracelet on her wrist.
Okay.
Give me a yes or a no on that.
I'm not sure.
Right, it shows me a charm bracelet, some of the things that we don't wear today. But I do feel it was in existence. Very neat. She shows me bits and pieces of jewellery lined up. Sentimental things meant a lot to this lady.
Yeah.
And an arm round her shoulder and a kiss on her cheek would have meant the moon to her. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When she passed, was that before somebody's birthday or a celebration?
No.
Because she's talking about missing something. She passed and she missed it.
I can't think.
Okay. I'm going to leave you to think about that. All right. I've just seen her put a key in a lock. A key in a lock. Are your locks okay?
Yes.
Right. I want you to check your locks, unless she had a problem with locks.
There was a problem with her house afterwards with a key.
Right. With a key, thank you.
Yeah.
And she also talks about the Isle of Wight. Have you been there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great Isle of Wight, lovely memories. But she draws me the Eiffel Tower. So are you thinking of going to Paris, or was there a trip to Paris?
No.
Right.
I've never been to Paris.
Okay. Never say never. Never say never. She comes with all this energy, and she's wanting to portray that into you. But she says, you know, live for today. Don't think about tomorrow. Live your life today.
Okay.
And just as I pull away from you, there's a very elderly lady, and she's got a fox thing round her neck. Do you remember these fox things they used to wear and clip it up, clip the mouth to the tail or something, awful things? She shows me her, so she must be linked to you as well.
Yes.
All right. You know, I've actually got a picture of my great-grandmother with one of those on. But lots and lots of love. Remember the fun times. Don't cry anymore, she says. Move into the present day.
Thank you.
And thank you very, very much for working with me. Thank you, everybody, for accepting the messages.
Thank you, Pauline.
It's been an absolute joy to work for you. Phil and I have talked about this for months, haven't we, Phil? Years, actually. And finally, it's here. So thank you very, very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Pauline. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for us today. We got there, experiment this morning, and it's worked. I also like to thank Ashley for all the work he's been doing here today. And Pauline, would you close our meeting with prayer, please?
I certainly will. Please join me in the closing prayer. Heavenly Father, as we draw this beautiful service to a close, we give thanks for the communications that have taken place, for the love that has circulated with us all, for the happy memories we've been able to give to those who've lost loved ones. And we ask also that we are all held in that bubble of light and protection, and that we may go about our daily lives with peace and love in our hearts. Help us to have the humility that we need, and the healing and the love that everybody does need to have. Ask a blessing on each and every one of you. Amen.
Amen. Pauline, thank you very much. I bid you a good afternoon and have a nice time with your husband. Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, thank you for attendance today. See you in the coming days and weeks here.